JT Crowley is talking books. On the show, you'll hear from emerging talent and seasoned veterans from around the world.
Hello, I'm JT Crowley. I'm the host of Talking Book Show on Web Talk Radio. And today I have Leon Lowe from the United Kingdom to talk about his book, Justice Duty, Book 2, Power and Authority. It's a short book. There's probably about 58 pages, but those pages are packed with powerful sayings and influences. And it's really a book about what Leon is hoping to get across to you all. He's got some very poignant points to relay to you. What's the book really about? Well, the best person to ask is Leon himself. So I'm just going to ask him to come on this show to join me so that he can talk about his book, Justice Duty. Leon, come and join me.
Hello, my name's Leon Lowe. I'm an author from Kent in the United Kingdom, and I write books. It's that simple.
That's simple indeed it is. So let's have a look at his book, Justice Duty. Now, there are 12 chapters, so what we're going to do is just have a little tease at each one, and Leon is going to explain what the contents of that chapter are about and what he's aiming to achieve to get across to you in his message. So, the first chapter, Leon, Enter the Academy. You say this is about thematics, tropes, exemplary living standards, reinforcement of law, order and goodwill, and the glory of productivity. Would you care to explain that?
Well, Enter the Academy is basically about being adjusted to society, being good in the community. Because when you enter the academy, you're making sort of a promise to yourself that you're going to be more hardworking, more decent and productive to society, a valued member of the community. So when I made Enter the Academy, I wanted people to read it and sort of take from it what they would and probably be persuaded to maybe go into education and training and get a skill. So when you do that, you're loved by the community a little bit more.
And you say in chapter 2, Know the Difference. This is about learning a new philosophy. What are you getting at here?
Well, a philosophy is basically a type of learning, a type of intelligence. And if you know the difference between wrong and right, control and freedom, stealing and giving, then you know how to function in society. But when people don't know the difference, they don't function in society, and society breaks down. It's that simple. So you have to be careful with forms of control and forms of power and authority. They're different values. Control steals freedom. Power and authority installs it.
Okay. Interesting thought there, everyone. Now, Yuko, the hotelier, which is the title you give to chapter 3, I understand this is about the deep responsibility of productivity. Am I right?
Yeah. The responsibility of productivity is once you work for something, you usually get a reward for it, and it's got to be the value and sum of what you worked for. So if someone steals an idea or steals something that belongs to you, then you lose value of productivity. So you kill the hotelier.
And in your next chapter, which you title Hotel Student, again, I understand this is about cozy thriller. It's vibes, and it's a touch of romance, as Am I right here again with what I've just said? This is what you're trying to convey across here in this chapter, Hotel Student. It's there's a touch of romance here.
Yeah, a little vignette there just shows just a break from the insanity of the thrillers and the insane dramas. Sort of tone it down a bit, so there's a bit of balance, a bit of positivity with negativity is what we like to do in our story. So that's what I did with that one.
Because you've written many books, And when people look at the books that you've written, they are multi-genre. You write about all sorts of things, don't you?
Yeah.
Now, the candidate, this chapter, which is chapter 5, we've got mysterious hospital drama centered on care. Why have you devoted this chapter to that topic?
There's a backstory filter to it. So a candidate is someone who enters somewhere, and a candidate is also someone who is selected or is in selection process. So with the candidate in this form, what it is it's about hospital care in its selective form, if that makes sense. So in the candidate, he's gone to hospital, he needs to get to his hotel, he's in care, and he's having difficulty with selective processes. It's just a sort of genial for a selective process of care and being accepted, being acceptable forms of society, if that makes sense. It's very
Sure.
topical. I did it that way, yeah. A little bit of up and down again.
So this book, you do touch on different aspects of life. So you'll notice this, everybody, when you go through his book. It's very short, it's very brief, it's to the point, and it covers quite a few issues. And talking about issues, the next chapter, which is chapter 6, you head up as the thief.
Mm,
And I surmise this is about a portrayal of a systemic theft of high value properties.
mm.
Care to expand?
All right, in the thief, I think that's the one where the bad guy's stealing from the
Yeah.
hotel. So basically, with this, I just wanted to express how when people steal, they've got no heart, no soul. They've taken something from you, and they want to keep it for themselves. That's if it's special to you, it's dead to them. They want it for themselves. So that's a thief. So I had to express what a thief was. I want people to learn what things are about when they read my books. Because I'm into criminology. I've read a few social science books on criminology. So I know what I'm talking about when I say a thief is for life, not just for Christmas. You got to be careful with thieves. You can't trust them.
I suppose it's a bit like a leopard never changes its spots.
That's a thief. That is a thief.
Yeah. So, hostile takeover. This
Mm.
little brief, very brief chapter on chapter 7. You touch upon bad social issues and how to avoid malevolent situations.
Mm.
What are you talking about here?
Sometimes this is more of sort of an affirming stance of storytelling. When I said hostile takeover, and when I put things in there, I do sort of have little suggestive saying how to avoid hostility. So if you're very calm and resourceful and you think things through, you're not going to have the energy that attracts hostility. But if you jargon and if you rumble on a little bit, hostility will be attracted to you. So that's why I said hostile takeover and so on and so forth. So it's another suggestive that I use on there.
I'm intrigued as to why you titled chapter 8, Yukio Never Put the Hotel Up for Sale. And I get the impression this is a story about truth and lies.
Truth and lies. Also, it's about momentorship. So if something belongs to you and it's been in your family forever, you don't give it away. You never give it away. You keep it forever. But some thieves will tell lies and try to take it from you. You mustn't let a thief tell lies and take it from you.
Um, and then, so, we've gone on from this chapter, where you talk about truth and lies, and then you go on to talk about a false report. That's what you titled chapter 9. And you are talking about subversive style of a relaxing, sweet romance with comfort during a legal trial.
Yeah.
Interesting topics
Yeah.
here.
The sort of when I got to false report, it was sort of a climactic zone because it's nearer in the end. So with a climax, you always bring all the story elements together. So that's what I did with this one. All the story elements sort of gel together at False Report. So Justice, Duty, Power and Authority, Book 2, everything gels together at the climax point, and you get a False Report with all the sort of social subs, all the sort of thematics and all the themes and the tropes coming together to make one great quick chapter. That's what I did. Yeah.
You certainly did. And it's
Yeah.
one quick chapter, everybody, believe you me. And so we've gone from truth and lies, we've gone from false reporting, and now we've got a final warning, which is a wicked look at how villains and antics lead to lost-filled spoils. That's the message that you want to get across here about this very brief chapter, isn't it?
The final one. What happens in that chapter exactly? Because I've sort of written loads of things earlier today.
Yes. It's a wicked look at how villains and antics lead to loss, filled spoils.
Yeah, I got it now. You tell you my philosophy. So with it's the civilians are main thing, and what it does, it tells you what happens with villains and what they do for the day. So their final warning is just something that happens to them and how they have spoils and how they get their money and how they're rich and they're lavish, but they're never fulfilled. They never reach the climax of fulfillment. All they have is trying to get more from something that doesn't work for them. Final warning. That's just a villain.
It very much is, everybody, a final warning. And then we go to, yeah, so they've had the final warning, and now we're in Last Chance Saloon. And this is chapter 11, and this is the process of justice administered as a story structure.
Yeah.
That's what Leon wants to get across here.
Yeah. So in this chapter, I basically right. This is set in the courtroom, and basically the thieves have all been caught, and all they got to do is tell the truth and be honest, but they can't. It's like a last chance saloon where once you leave, you're in the gunshot zone, and you're gonna get by the Western cowboy because they have only been cowboys. Now they're on their own in the last chance saloon, and that cowboy that they are isn't even a Western. It's somewhere else. The last chance saloon. So whatever happens in them now, they're not going to get good justice. They're going to get their own brand of injustice, and they're going to be sent down to the courts. Last chance saloon. So we had the previous chapter that told us how they have spoils, and in the next chapter they tell us how they have the negative effects of the spoils. Last chance saloon. Final warning. Last chance saloon. Positive, negative.
So the final chapter, which is chapter 12, is give and receive.
Yeah, that's
What's this chapter about?
Basically, with life, take and control is literally take and control. You take something away, and once you control them, you ever bully them, they haven't got any freedom. You've stolen something, you've lied about something. Take control. That's all take control is. But with give and receive, you're the antithesis. You're the opposite. You're the contradiction. You give to people and you receive in return. But if you take control, you never get anything. You just the last chance saloon and final warnings. You not give and receive at the end.
So you can see, everybody, that there are 12 very, very short, brief, to the point chapters here. And
Yeah.
Leon is trying to get several messages across here. So all I say to you is go and have a look at his book, see what he's saying, and then formulate your own opinions and ideas. Whether you agree with him or whether you don't, that's entirely up to you, the reader. Leon, do you intend, you've written lots of books about different genres, different themes, do you enjoy writing? Do
Yes.
you enjoy the process? And
Yes. One with my writing, because I've got a lot of learner detail in it, and people don't always pick up on detail. And sometimes with my writing, there's a very strong coincidence of detail that people would like to learn because it's very social sciencey. I make sure I keep it short, sharp, and simple. I've had books where I've written them long form, and people come out saying I've been an alien and all that. I don't know, and I've realized that with the topics that I write about and tell people about, it's not good if they've been an alien that don't know. It's very strange. So that's why I keep it short, sharp, and simple, and to the point, so people can learn about what's happening in their life and their social circumstance. It's very strange. That's it.
So do you intend to write any more books? I suspect you do.
I've got 3 on the go now. I'll tell you their title. Hold on. The Royal Celestial Academy and the Quest for the Sovereign Princess, Volume 1, 2, and 3. So I've got 3 volumes of the same book, but I'm only going to make them 6K each. I'm not going to make them long because it's the Royal Quest for the Princess and the Academy, and so on and so forth. So it's academia. It's got academics in it. So there's a lot of learning subjects, and it's a quest. So I'm writing three short books on that. 3 short form, 6,000 words each, and it's going to be very interesting. I'm going to make sure I get that out there by the end of the year. 3 of them. I'm on 4,000 words for the first one, 5,000 words for the second one, and 5,000 words for the third one. So they're almost complete. Between them, they got 3,000 words each.
Excellent. I'm sure the readers will be looking forward to seeing what your future books are. But I say, go and have a look at his other books, everybody. He talks about some very, very interesting things. Thank you very much for coming on the show and talking about your book. I found it's fascinating. You've clearly put some thought into your writing. It's very clear, your writing. It's very distinct and very poignant. So all I say to the readers, is go and take a look and see what you think. So I would just like to say to Leon, thank you very much for coming on the show.
Thank you, John. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
I'm JT Crowley. Thanks for listening wherever you are in the world. Stay safe. Until next time.